click on the subscribe button, and press the bell icon, to never miss any updates.
Bismillah walhamdulillah wa salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We begin in the name of God, the Almighty. Any of my guests that are here that don't know who Allah is my Lord and your Lord. Allah does not mean a new God. Allah means, in Arabic, split into two words, Al-Ilah, the God. The God. The God of Abraham and Moses and Jesus and Prophet Muhammad, this is our God. Firstly, we thank Him for bringing us together for His sake. Today is a blessed day because we're doing blessed work. You can be from any country, from any religion, from any experience, any age. When you do good work, it's universal. When you see somebody in the street who needs food and you feed them, that action of feeding a homeless person or a needy person has no barriers. Allah, He is pleased with that. Allah, He is pleased, God is pleased with doing these good deeds. And this is part of being human. You see, we all try to connect with God. Everyone's trying to find their own connection with God. But I have a question for you. Can we feed God? Can we protect God? Can we give Him money? No. You cannot give God these things. God doesn't need your money. God doesn't need your food. God doesn't need your protection. Who are we supposed to be protecting? Our fellow human brothers and sisters. Who are we supposed to be feeding? Our fellow human brothers and sisters. And this is part of being human. Anybody here ever fed a homeless person? Raise your hand. And keep it up for a little. Anybody here fed somebody homeless or needy? Raise your hand. Not to show off, but just to be part so we all know that we're on the same page. How is that feeling? Is it not the most amazing feeling in the world? Because you're doing the work of God. Who here prays? Raise your hand. Who here prays? In your own way. Who here prays to God? Is prayer not the most amazing feeling? Because you are connecting with God. By this Muslim Community Patrol and Services, brothers and sisters, we are doing something which has been a dream of every single brother and sister from before I was even born up until now. Every Muslim wished to have a patrol unit, a patrol service, an organization that had Muslim brothers and sisters inside the car to make their other brothers and sisters feel safe, yes or no? Yes. Does that mean that NYPD is not doing their job? No. NYPD, mashallah, tabarakallah, and we have our brothers in blue, they're doing the best of jobs, but NYPD has its own service, its own job. Muslim Patrol has its own job. No, we don't go and arrest people. No, we don't go and stop people. We are there to let brothers and sisters know that we are with you. We are patrolling for your sake and anybody else's sake that we see, because we're here for humanity. Some of those services that we'll be providing, brothers and sisters, along with patrol, is our brothers and sisters right now are going through a very hard time with drug abuse. Who here knows someone that has a drug problem or is related to someone that has a drug problem? Is it not in need? Do we not have a need to provide services for those brothers that are, whether it be drug abusers or family members of people that are in houses where drugs are being abused? So MCPS will provide, alhamdulillah, not only counselors, but actual rehab to help brothers and sisters be the ta'ala. Many people go to drug rehabs, but how many of them come back fixed? Almost none. It's a very small percentage of people who have a serious drug addiction, go to a drug rehab, and come back 100% and never go back. Do you know why? Because when God created our bodies, He created them in two parts. One of them is the flesh. the outside, the body, which came from where? The earth. And in order for you to nourish your body, you have to go back to its origin, which is the earth. Food, vegetation, vegetables, fruits, water, meat. This is from the earth. This is how you nourish your outside. But what happened to the second part of the body? The one that everyone's forgetting. The one that everyone is neglecting. And the thing that's causing everyone depression and anxiety. What's that second part? The soul. And where does the soul come from? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God Almighty. And in order for you to nourish the soul, you have to go back to its origin. Which means we have to connect back with Allah through what? Prayers, number one. 2, remembering Him. Being grateful for Him, for everything that He's given us. Worshipping Him does not mean that we just prostrate and bow down all day. Ibadah, worship, means to do anything and everything that God is pleased with. That could be smiling to your brother or sister. That could mean sharing a plate of food with someone that you love. Or sharing a plate of food with someone that you don't even know. So we have to fulfill and tap into the soul. Brothers and sisters, these drug rehabs, they are fixing our brothers and sisters from the outside. They are fixing their minds, they are fixing their flesh, they are fixing their organs, but it's not fixing their soul. Because when you do these evil things, your soul becomes sick and unhealthy. So you have to fix that soul by going back to its origin. You got the services back up? May Allah reward you. Naeem, let's move on to the next page, inshallah. Social services are many. The many social services that we have, whether it be feeding the needy or the homeless, providing help to those which are impoverished, getting individuals better opportunities of work, whether it be counseling and therapy. Many a times, our brothers in blue would get a phone call from a wife. My husband and I are fighting. So the cops come in, maybe with their guns drawn, maybe not, but the feeling is very different. But the same type of counseling and therapy will be able to assist cops, help them do their own jobs. For example, we will get a phone call from NYPD from such and such precinct, and they will say, MCPS, Muslim Community Patrol and Services, we have a Muslim family that's in need. They need mediation, they need someone to advise them. Before we take the father out of the house and lock him up, before this father has a record and he will not be able to see his kids after this day, come and provide them some mediation, give them some advice. So we will, alhamdulillah, provide counselors to go and give advice to the brother and the sister in the most Islamic and the most humble of ways, inshallah. The therapy and the counseling doesn't just stop for marital. It could be for children, it could be for youth, it could be for early intervention, helping kids, inshallah. We also have our mentorship programs. We will, Muslim Community Patrol and Services, will make sure that any of the volunteers that come to support this cause, whatever career path they wish to take, we will have a professional guide them on their way. So when the sister comes, she says, brother, I want to patrol, I want to help do something. We say, you will. Tell me, what do you want to do when you grow up? Pharmacist? Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Brother Muhammad, we have a sister, we need you to put her under your wing from now until she becomes a pharmacist. Same thing for the doctor, same thing for the lawyer, same thing for the cops, same thing for any different field that somebody wishes that they wish to be when they grow up. Alhamdulillah, Allah has put in our group, Muslim Community Patrol and Services, we have, whether it be cops, lawyers, accountants, pharmacists, we have individuals in different types of law enforcement. We have our brothers here from Homeland Security. We have all different ranges of services that anybody who wishes to do something, they can join, alhamdulillah, and be part of a mentorship program. Juvenile awareness. Anybody here have kids, young kids, between 15 and under, 14, 13, 12? How many of them give you a hard time? Yeah? You have to have raised 2 hands for that. Yes? And this is part of the society that we live in, brothers and sisters. The reality of the matter is that right now, our brothers, our young brothers and sisters are going through a very hard time. Wallahi, they're going through a harder time than us. If you look at the drugs, subhanAllah al-Azim, the drugs today, they're not like the drugs of yesterday. The drugs of today, one shot, you're either dead or you're addicted beyond repair. The drugs of today. They're not just marijuana and just the things that we have heard of, alcohol and so on and so forth. The drugs today, their chemical breakdown is like heroin. Even prescription drugs now. So what are we doing? We have awareness for our brothers and sisters from the bottom to the top. Let's say if you have a young brother and his older brother does drugs. We need to take the younger brother and scare him straight. We have to scare them straight. We have to show this young brother where his older brother is going to end before he ends up there. And we will bring him through the system. We will show him the city morgue where they hold bodies, dead bodies. We will show them. We will bring them to the funeral homes so they will see what happens after the body comes out. We will bring them to the cemeteries and show them what happens when everything's all done and over. And then you have those that are using drugs. We have programs for them to get them out. And again, this goes back to fixing not only the body and the mind, but the soul. And then you have certain individuals which are so broken. They're so broken that it takes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's miracle to help them. And for them, we have a special service, a special provision for them. And this is something which inshallah ta'ala we will share in detail in our future events for MCPS, which is the one-on-ones. They will have one-on-one counseling, one-on-one repair, one-on-one health maintenance, from mental health to physical health and now spiritual health. Alhamdulillah. Na'im. Next slide. Now, without further ado, I'm going to call my beloved brother, Habibi Abu Jibreel. He is a brother who's constantly been here for MCPS, not only on the office level, not only in the backstage level, but he's been a soldier. Actually, on and off MCPS, he's been a soldier. Abu Jibreel, I'm trying to call you, Habibi. Our brother Ala Musa, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him and accept from him all of his efforts. Allahumma ameen. Jazakumullah khair for your time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
iTV, Call of Peace, Save Humanity.